You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
So tonight is time for a first in Coin Show Podcast history. This is going to be our first editorial where we give our views at length about something that happened at the United States Mint. So we've done a series of YouTube videos in the past, Dear U.S. Mint. This is kind of going to be along the theme of that with the launch of the Morgan dollars and the just absolute disaster that it ended up being.
It was bad. I know some of you guys that watch our content saw the video that I made of me just sitting here ordering these things. I have no idea how I was able to get both of my orders in back to back. I thought, oh, okay, so, this is not, the website's crashing a little bit, but I'm able to get my orders in, so everything's okay. Apparently, that is just a fluke. And I'm glad that it happened when it was recorded, because...
Absolutely. Look, it shows how random it is.
Right.
And it shouldn't be that way, right? There are a million problems with the launch of this. Problem number one being the instability of the website. If you're going to do something, look, they said, and here's what I wanted to pull up, was the Mint released a statement.
Right.
I want to read that. So they said, the United States Mint is committed to providing the best possible online experience to its customers. Okay. The global silver shortage has driven demand for many of our bullion and numismatic products to record heights. This level of demand is felt most acutely by the Mint during the initial product release of numismatic items. And then they go to talk about the launch of the Carson City Privy Mark and the New Orleans Privy Mark, and the extraordinary volume of web traffic caused significant numbers of Mint customers to experience website anomalies that resulted in their inability to complete transactions. Now, the use of the word anomaly is, I think, a giant liberty, because it wasn't an anomaly. It's the same as has happened with every product launch of a limited product for the past year.
I'm just going to sit here and listen to you because you're just nailing every point that I want to make. So go ahead, continue.
My thought on this is very simple. When the Royal Canadian Mint, when the Royal Mint in England, they release things with really super micro small mintages, 2,000 pieces, 1,000 pieces, 500 pieces. And they do not have the problems that you have. Why? Because what they do is they open sales to one per household for a week. And it gives everybody an opportunity that wants one to get one.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, then it's a free-for-all. And as far as that's concerned, I think that would work really well.
Yeah.
You would not have the complaints. You would have a much smoother website because people aren't worried about, I have to get in before it's gone.
Yeah.
Now, look, I understand that the unforeseen side of this is that instead of packaging, say they make 3 million coins and they limit 100,000 per household. Okay, they only have to pack 30 packages that way.
100,000. Okay, gotcha.
But if they do 3 million, they have to pack 3 million packages. So I understand that the volume does create more work. It creates more packaging. But if that's an issue, then charge a little more for the product, because you're already charging $85 for an ounce of silver that comes out of your inventory at somewhere around $3. So I think there's enough profit in there for you to pay for the packaging, for the shipping, for all that other kind of stuff. There's just no excuse for it.
I think.
And you've got an item that was just red hot, and you've got 2 more that are coming that are going to do the same thing.
It's hard to say. I think that because we've seen this in the past with the one per household programs, where the coin dealers will just have 80 of their friends sign up and they will order them through their friends. I think it honestly is more, not necessarily so much that they can do things that change the way people order the coins. I think that the frustration that everybody's having, I don't think people mind the rat race. I just think that they get frustrated when the website blows up. And just, you don't know if you ordered one. I didn't know that I got one because the website didn't tell me. I had to wait until I got a text message and an email that said, hey, yeah, your order went through. The website didn't tell me anything. I think it's that their web servers just are not built for this. They're not built to go from a little bit of traffic to a ton of traffic all at one time. and it just blows them up. And
I could not agree more that it is definitely a server problem and that there is a traffic issue.
Right.
However, if you have basically a traffic issue, you have two ways to solve it. You can either lower the amount of traffic or you can expand the network. I don't know if expanding the network is going to be possible because it's only necessary a couple of times a year when they do these launches.
I'm sure that
Now,
there are places that rent out that kind of space.
Well, I was
rent out
going to
that
say,
kind of
is it possible that
bandwidth?
maybe they could go to like Amazon and rent some server space? Amazon is used to these kind of things. Go to places that have like ticket brokerages. Look at who they use for when they
Yeah.
do a giant concert release or something like that. Or you can just do a lottery system. But to just blindly put them up on the website with these ridiculously high ordering limits, and then to say, well, it's a shortage on the blank. That's not what the problem was.
Oh, the silver
Come on,
shortage
and
cop
tell me
out.
it's raining. That's where I have a problem with it.
The silver shortage part of that whole email just made me look at them and say, sure
Yeah.
it is, because it wasn't.
Now I don't want to believe anything that they say in it.
I mean, no, I believe it because I was there. I watched the website explode. I watched it crash. I watched myself not being able to know if I got my order or, like that was my reality. And I was glad I was able to document that. But it is, I don't know. I don't necessarily hate the lottery system. I think that's a good idea. I think that if we can get these coins to people that want them at their issue price, awesome. Especially collectors. I bought, like I said in the video, I'm a dealer. This is my job. I have to buy these coins to sell at a higher price. This is how I feed my children. This is how we're able to do the coin show. This is what I do for a living. So I have to do this. But there are a lot of people that just do it because they read on some website that they should get on there and buy them and they can sell them on eBay for more money. Yeah, I don't care if those guys get them. I really don't. I'd like.
Oh, and I'd rather they didn't actually.
Right. I would like the collectors to get some. I would like, I had a lot of my customers come in, especially the last, couple of days, have been talking to me about this stuff, and it has been the number one topic of conversation in my office is, did you guys get any of those $2021? And when I tell them, yeah, I got both of them, they're like, oh man, I tried for half an hour and I didn't get any of them, and then they were all sold out. It's like, I thought to myself, man, I must
that's
be
where I
just.
think the problem lies, though, is the fact that okay, of all of the people that I know, and I know a fairly large amount of people that were trying to get these, right? You got one of each. I think Justin got one of them, and everybody else got shut out.
Yeah, it's insane.
And that to me is just the wrong proportions. There should be, a fair amount of people that got them. Now, I'll guarantee you we're going to see them on Home Shopping Network.
Oh yeah.
We'll see them on Coin Vault. We'll see them on all the telemarketer places. So they're going to be got. But I agree with what you said. I think that the people that really want the coins should be able to purchase the coins without having to go to the secondary market.
They should have just as, well,
They should have as good a chance as anybody else. And the fact of the matter is that the chances right now is random.
it really is. I mean, and maybe
It's
that's
random.
the way that they're.
It's not forcibly, keeping any one group out. It's just random.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
How do we
US
fix
Mint,
it? How do we fix it?
How do we fix it? How do we go forward? Okay. So for this next launch, what you might want to do is separate the two of them and launch them on different days.
Or different times during the same day.
Whatever.
Launch
but,
one at 10 and one at 2. I mean, that might
or
help.
one day and one the next.
Yep.
Limit the mintages to one for a week and let the people that want one get one and then throw the rest of them up and see what happens.
Do you think, now here's my thought and my question to you. Do you think if they limited these to one per person or per household, do you think they would still sell out in that week's time? I personally think they would sell out within an hour or two.
They might still sell out within an hour or two, but I don't know. I don't know if they can process that many orders in an hour.
I bet you. Well, I mean, they
And
would have
therein
to.
lies what I'm saying is that the fact that there's nobody ordering 10 at a time
I'm sure
is
that
going
they.
to at least make it take, okay, so it took 20 minutes, right?
Right.
So let's say that you could only order one. So that means that it would have been 10 times longer. 10 times 20 minutes, 200 minutes. We're talking just over 3 hours.
Okay.
it's still a fairly limited time. They're still going to sell out of them pretty fast.
Right. But 3 hours is better than 20 minutes of a website exploding. But the problem is, does the website explode for 3 hours at that point? Probably. I would guess so.
Possibly, but I think that the number of people that are trying to access it may blow it up, but not to the same extent. I just don't think so. I don't know.
You know,
I
and
want to be hopeful, and I think I might just be fooling myself.
I have heard rumblings that they caught some flack for this from up above at the Mint, and they have been told to get their act together when it comes to this. So I think that's what they're doing.
The Treasury Secretary or the Director of the Mint?
I'm not really at liberty to comment as to where this information came from, so I'm not going to, but I have heard it. And I do believe...
Tell us, but then you'd have to kill us.
No, not even that. I can't confirm it, so I'm not going to report it as fact. If it's,
Sure.
This is just what I've heard. It's not fact, but coming, and that was before this email came out. So maybe, that email does tend to lend some validity to what I've heard. But hopefully they have, they're just taking some time to reevaluate how they do these things. And I think they probably got a heck of a lot of hate mail and a heck of a lot of angry phone calls and a heck of a lot of videos from guys like us on YouTube telling them that what they're doing sucks. And,
there's no shortage of us either.
I hope they hear it. And I hope that they do something that can get people the coins that want them.
Love the Coin Show.
Love the Coin Show.